I believe the Baltimore Ravens are going to go 12-4 in 2020. Here's the scariest sentence from any of my NFL predictions. Listen to this. Ravens quarterback Lamar Jackson just won the NFL MVP, and yet he's still getting better. Oh my goodness. Lamar Jackson, I believe, is going to destroy the NFL this year. The Ravens in general are in a position to dominate in 2020. They have two running backs I like. They have Mark Ingram, the starter from last year. They drafted Ohio State running back J.K. Dobbins. In the second round, they have stud young receiver. What is his name? Marquise Hollywood. I just call him Hollywood. I forget his first name all the time. Marquise Hollywood Brown. That's a dynamic duo in the making. Hollywood Brown and Lamar Jackson, they're going to be fun to watch this year. They have a stud tight end, Mark Andrews. The Ravens had a dominant offensive line last year. They did lose guard Marshall Yanda, but I still feel really good about this group of offensive linemen. And then their defense, man. They traded for Jaguars defensive end Calais Campbell. That's a big move. They drafted linebacker Patrick Queen in the first round of the NFL draft out of LSU. He's a starter. There are two corners I like in Baltimore. You have Marcus Peters, a talented risk taker, but I will say the Ravens have really helped him kind of find his spot. He's been a little less aggressive and a little more disciplined, which has been huge in Baltimore. You have Marlon Humphreys, another good corner. They have the best kicker in the NFL, Justin Tucker. And so that if you're a Ravens fan and the Ravens are in a close game at the end, you can be confident they have a guy who can win them the game at the end of a close game. And it seems like, I want to talk about Earl Thomas, because Earl Thomas, it was very surprising when they suddenly released Earl Thomas during training camp, a incredibly good, really historically good safety, a guy that we'll talk about for a long time. Remember how great Earl Thomas was? And so cutting him normally seems very counterintuitive, but given what I've heard about the Ravens and about how that all went down, it seems like a net positive, where he was a locker room problem, kind of a headache. His play was declining anyway. Players were happy to see him go. And so I think in the end, again, Earl Thomas, the way I would put it is, it's weird. You don't expect Earl Thomas to get cut, but it does seem like, given what I've heard, a net positive. And at the end of the day, the big reason why I have the Ravens going 12-4 this year is their quarterback, Lamar Jackson. He is already a superstar, and I expect him to get even better this year. I have the Ravens going 12-4, and a big part of that is because of the expected development of their young quarterback, Lamar Jackson.